When we talk about the greatness in the NBA, we often hear the names Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. But to truly understand the game, you have to look deeper. You have to look at the players who mastered their craft in ways that weren't always loud, but always effective. Tony Parker was one of those players. Born in Belgium and raised in France, Tony Parker grew up in a basketball family. His father was a professional player, and Tony had that same hunger in his blood. But what separated Parker from the others wasn't just his pedigree. It was his pace, his precision, and his mind.
With the 28th pick in the 2001 draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Tony Parker of Racing Club Paris, France.
In 2001, the San Antonio Spurs took a chance on a skinny 19-year-old European kid. He was the 28th pick in the draft, almost an afterthought. But Coach Pop saw something rare. It wouldn't take long for the rest of the world to see it too. By his second season, Tony Parker had already earned the starting spot. That alone was impressive, but it was how he played that turned heads. He was lightning quick. His first step, devastating. His ability to get into the paint and his finishing was elite. At just 6'2", Tony Parker wasn't supposed to dominate the paint, but he did. And it all started with one of the deadliest weapons in basketball history, the floater.
Parker again in the paint. It's unbelievable how he always or frequently gets the shot he wants.
Tony Parker didn't invent the floater, but he might have perfected it. Whether it's over a 7-foot center or around a collapsing double team, Parker had a knack for floating the ball just high enough, soft enough, and fast enough. It was practically unguardable. Defenders couldn't stop it. They could only just watch it drop. His quickness was surgical. He'd lull defenders to sleep with hesitation, then explode to the rim before anyone could react. He wasn't flashy like Iverson or physical like Westbrook, but he was efficient, brutally efficient.
Like Tony, creating havoc, getting that ball up and down the floor, and you get those type of transition buckets, that makes the game a lot easier. And the guy's quick as lightning.
And he didn't need the spotlight to shine. He just needed the space. Alongside Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili, Parker became one-third of one of the most legendary trios in NBA history. Together, they won 4 NBA championships in 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2014. Duncan was the quiet leader, Manu was the wild card, and Parker was the engine.
It wasn't about Tim Duncan or Tony Parker, it was about Kawhi, it was Danny Green, Boris Dio. This is a team, and that's what makes it so nice.
2007 NBA Finals, Parker didn't just show up, he dominated. He torched the Cleveland Cavaliers, averaging over 24 points per game and shooting a blistering 57% from the field. The Cavs had no answer for him. Whether it was Larry Hughes, Daniel Gibson, or even LeBron, no one could stay in front of him. And when they did, he just spun off of them, or floated the ball high over their heads. Time and time again, Parker used his spin move to blow by slow defenders like Gauskas, their big man. He got into the paint at will, collapsing the defense, scoring with finesse, or kicking out for open shots. The Spurs swept the Cavaliers in 4 straight games. That year, Tony Parker became the first European-born player to win NBA Finals MVP. That moment cemented his greatness, not just as a role player, but as a Finals superstar.
It was like, man, keep going, man, be aggressive. And that's why I always say Timmy was the most unselfish superstar that I ever met. He didn't even care who played good, He was like, as long as we win. And I was lucky enough that I had a great superstar who was willing to share. And that's how I became the first European to win MVP of the finals.
Tony Parker didn't just use a spin move. He weaponized it. In a league filled with flash, his footwork was fundamental, but lethal. Where others danced, Parker sliced. What made this move so deadly wasn't just the motion, it was the timing. Drive into the lane, sell the defender with his lightning-quick first step, and just as help arrived, he counters with the compact spin that leaves defenders reaching for air. Unlike flashier players, Parker's spin wasn't wide or dramatic. It was tight, controlled, and always with a purpose. He didn't use it just for highlights, he used it to win. But the real genius of the spin cycle he had counters. If the defense were to cut off the lane, he'd spin back and hit a floater. And if the help were to rotate, he'd dump it off right to Duncan. If the big were to step up, Parker would drop a reverse layup. He never knew which direction he was going to go, and by the time he figured it out, it would be too late. Tony Parker was a master of pace. He understood when to push and when to pause, when to score and when to pass. He ran that Spurs offense like a conductor leading an orchestra. Under Pop's system, Parker evolved into more than just a slasher. He became a cerebral point guard, a tactician. And it wasn't just in the NBA.
Incredible player.
The journey was unbelievable to go through all those years and the bronze medal, the silver medal, and finally getting the gold medal, and the whole team, playing great in the final. It's just hard to describe, how I feel. I worked so hard for this, and I'm very happy that now I can finally say I'm a champion.
With Team France, Parker helped elevate international basketball to new heights. He led France to a gold medal at Eurobasket 2013, and he was named tournament MVP. In Europe, he was a national hero, so much so that he inspired a generation of players across the globe. But perhaps the greatest display of Parker's brilliance came in 2014. The Spurs weren't the most athletic team. They weren't the flashiest, but they played the most beautiful basketball the league had ever seen. Selfless, fluid, and nearly perfect. Tony Parker was the heart of it all.
As we honor number 9 forever.
When he retired in 2019, Parker left behind a legacy that was quiet, but undeniable. A 4-time NBA champion, a 6-time NBA All-Star, a 2007 Finals MVP, over 19,000 career points, over 7,000 assists. He did it all without ever needing to be the loudest in the room. Tony Parker was never the biggest, never the strongest, and never the fastest. But he was smart, he was skilled, and he was relentless. In a league full of giants, he found a way to carve out the space and leave a mark that will last forever.